When Salah goes, yeah, is Nunez or Jota or any of these guys, Diaz, going to replace Salah's goals?
You know, can I just
that is near enough impossible. So what we're saying is
not even his goals. You know, when Salah is on the pitch, his presence.
So since our last video, TikTok has taken off. The Liverpool fans, they want to hunt me down.
They get very upset very quickly, don't they?
They do, and it's so good. It's so good. I'm enjoying this, yeah?
They remind me of an army of midgets. And they're just kicking your ankles or kicking your knees. And you're like, calm down, Timothy, calm down.
They didn't even, listen, the TikTok fans, they didn't even watch the full episode. They didn't listen to it.
They heard a brief.
Yeah.
I would say, look, you know what? They were very quick to react.
I daily mailed him, didn't I?
You daily mailed
him.
He
did, yeah.
Yeah, let's give all the credit to Abdi because
I don't want any credit.
He cut that because he's a Man U fan. He cut that specifically
to trigger him,
to trigger Liverpool fans, and it worked. It worked so well. I put it in one of my WhatsApp groups.
Yeah, but you know what though?
Oh my god,
it was so easy to catch him. It was like we went fishing and we caught a big one, lads.
We caught a few big ones.
Abdi reeled him in.
Yeah, we reeled them in. And let me tell you what. The reality of the situation is still the same. Who have they signed since we last
Darwin Nunez.
Nunez. Is he hard?
I think he's going to be a baller in the Prem.
What position does he play?
He's a striker.
He's a striker.
He's a number 9.
Is he going to be Roberto Firmino for the first 3 years of Klopp's reign?
I think he's going to be a Torres.
Lord. All right, that's even better. You're making my point for me.
Look,
what is the likelihood?
What I'm saying is,
what is the likelihood of him being a Torres, a Roberto Firmino? What is the likelihood of him being a top striker, consistently scoring 15 and assisting 10 at the same time?
I think he scored 29 goals in 38 matches for Benfica.
For Benfica, yeah? In the Portuguese league.
In the Portuguese league and Champions League. And in total, I think something like that, right?
Who was the last striker to come from the Portuguese league and light up the Prem like that?
Not a striker, but a winger has just come from there.
And how many goals has he scored since January?
I don't know how many he scored, but
not that many, innit?
He
scored important goals.
He scored some goals.
He played well. How many goals we're talking about Luis Diaz?
Luis Diaz, but he hasn't had a pre-season. Hear me out. In his defence.
Not in his defence. He smashed it beyond belief.
Killed it. You're saying how many goals has he scored? You can't just measure him on the goals.
So this is my point. No, I'm not just measuring on the goals. Yeah.
But what do you sign a striker for?
Okay, no, but what I'm saying
is, this is a winger. Look. Can I make my point? I'll make my point very, very clear. For Liverpool to continue in the same form,
they need someone to hit the ground running.
They need Luis Diaz to replace Mane. Is he going to be Mane? What Mane's done in the last 5 years, is Luis Diaz going to do it?
I don't think so.
The likelihood is that small.
I don't think so.
He could. It's that small.
But I don't know. I don't think.
Who did they sign? Jota, yeah? Is Jota going to be Firmino? Is Jota going to be Mane for the next 5 years?
Initially, I thought Jota was that guy.
He scored 16 in the first half of the season.
But the injuries knocked him a little bit.
Okay. So, again, these are the questions I'm going to ask you.
But the key word when these guys is potential.
Potential.
That's what
when Salah goes, yeah? Is Nunez or Jota or any of these guys, Diaz, going to replace Salah's goals?
You know, can I just
that is near enough impossible. So what we're saying
not even his goals, you know. When Salah is on the pitch, his presence. Like when we watched the Champions League final, he didn't score. Yeah,
he was the best player in the park. I think he was the best. I guarantee you, the way he played was the best player in the park.
You know, he was better
Salah
than
by himself.
He was the best player
compared to Real Madrid for me.
All the team, out of all 22 players, he was
the best on that day.
On that day,
he showed himself. Yeah, obviously, the defensive players for Real Madrid, they just did their job. Modric, you know what? Modric bossed it. Casemiro bossed it.
The experience in the final, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, it showed. It shined through. But
Salah, as a star performer,
a standalone performance.
Good.
Salah was the best player.
So my point was, it's the beginning of the end. It doesn't mean that Liverpool are going to not win another title for the next 5 years. But what I'm asking you is, are they going to do as well as they've done in the last 5 years in the next 5 years?
Yeah, but they've done really well. But they've also finished second, I think, 3 times out of the 4, and they've won it once out of them 4 years, But it's still an achievement to get over 90 points. That's what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is, they're not going to be able to maintain that. They're not going to be able to. My point was, they will not. The next 5 years will not be as fruitful as the last 5 years in terms of how many points they're getting, how close they are to City,
How they didn't win the Prem, but they got close to it, really close twice. Yeah, they only won it once. They didn't win the Champions League, but got close to it twice. Are they gonna get to 3 Champions League finals in the next 5 years? No, they're not. We know they're not. Liverpool fans, you watching right now, you know they're not. This is just my comment is based on facts. Are you going to be able to maintain this? No, because you haven't replaced Wijnaldum yet. Let's be real. Who's going to replace Wijnaldum?
Right there. They've not even replaced Coutinho.
They're not. Yo,
They didn't replace Coutinho.
But you know what?
They didn't replace Wijnaldum. But they thought they replaced Coutinho with Thiago.
With Thiago.
But he's not done it.
But let's look at this. Yeah, they went from Coutinho to a more robust midfield. They bought Fabinho and he played with Henderson and Wijnaldum. It was a different solution to the problem, innit? And then they had Firmino playing as a false 9, and it worked. It worked. It did work when Coutinho went. But what I'm to talk to you about now is since Wijnaldum went in Klopp's system, no one is gonna come close to replacing him. You have to be very fortunate. When Salah goes, you have to be very fortunate to find Salah and make him that player again because they don't have the money for Mbappe. They don't have the money for the next best winger. They're going to have to get someone in and hope that they get to that heights. And the next big point is when Van Dijk, when he gets to a stage where he's not performing at that level, are you going to be able to replace Van Dijk? That's what I'm trying to say. In the next 5 years, you will need to replace Van Dijk, or Van Dijk's performances will drop slowly and surely. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
How old is Van Dijk?
27. He's not that old.
Oh,
He's not
years.
But after his injury, he's not the same player yet. Anyway, but I don't think Van Dijk's got 5 years at the top level. So Van Dijk's level may drop a bit. Yeah.
You think?
Trent? Yo, look at Trent. Look at Trent. Is Trent that you're banking on? Like you have to get so fortunate to make sure Trent maintains this form.
Okay, did you hear,
Robertson
did you
maintains this
hear
form.
what Reece James said about Trent?
What did he say?
He said, I don't know why people are disrespecting Trent so much. The guy is an excellent footballer, number one. And in most games, Liverpool don't have to defend very much, right? And the odd occasion where they have to defend, and with regards to the Champions League final when he was getting roasted, basically, he said, you can't judge him upon that performance. You can't. Because
Tactically, he was not asked to mark Junior.
Yeah.
Clearly. Because Konate was marking him, wasn't he?
yeah, that's right.
So, and the Klopp took a risk in the second half.
That's right.
Went even more to get that goal.
In my opinion, I think Trent is an excellent footballer. And
He
to
is.
be honest, I think Reece James and Trent are unreal footballers right
Let me
now.
ask you this. I'm asking the question though. The question is not is he unreal right now. I agree. Is he going to maintain his unrealness for another 5 years?
I think he can.
He can. This is my point. Can. The likelihood.
But there's no way we can say, no, it's not going to happen, or no,
But
yes, it will.
But the likelihood is against that. How many players maintain being the best right back in the world for 10 years straight? Not many at all. Only Dani Alves. Only Cafu. They don't do it, man.
Marcelo?
How many players?
Marcelo?
No.
6 years. Marcelo gave us.
No, but they did it though. They did it.
Can I just say, Cafu played soccer aid. My brother, I think he could
Cafu's the
do a
one
job
that's the
even
one I
now.
told you. That's the one I
I'll
told
tell you
you.
something, even Evra.
But they're very special.
Even Evra played very well for at least 8 years.
Let me tell you this. Ronaldinho, Kaká, Brazilian Ronaldo, all these top players. One injury, lifestyle choices.
Okay, one second.
Neymar.
1 second.
They don't maintain that high level.
Okay, 1 second.
Even if Salah stays at Liverpool, will he maintain scoring 22 at least a season? It's very hard. Only the best of the best maintain for 10 years that form. I'm asking you, what's the likelihood of this Liverpool team maintaining that, or the people they bring in playing at that level? It's not that likely.
This is why I will say, if Klopp remains the manager,
Yep.
yeah, like for example with Pep now, when a player joins Pep's team, does he or does he not improve them?
Of course.
Yeah, he improves them.
No,
When
Klopp does.
When
Klopp
Klopp signs
does,
a player, he
100%.
improves them, right?
Yeah.
So even if you're saying, can they maintain it? Klopp will be, this is the thing, their system has worked up to now. We'll sign a guy that looks good, he looks similar to what we can do, we'll bring him in, and you can say, well, I know, his philosophy of the game, I will get the best out of him.
He will.
Right?
He
So
will.
they'll find another top
But are
striker,
they going to find
or a top winger.
All right,
but you
Are they
can't,
going to find another Salah and another Mane?
you can't.
You can't.
You can't the
You
same
have to have a bit
players.
of fortune, innit?
Of course, you've got to have luck. You've got to have luck.
If anyone can, Klopp can. This is what I said before. If anyone can, Klopp can. But you need to be lucky. Yeah, a
The
little
thing
bit of
is-
luck.
No, forget the look. Forget the look. side of
And you're
things.
competing with who? You're competing
look
with a
at-
team
look at
that
the
just.
teams. No,
You're
not
competing
just
with a
one
team that
team.
just bought.
There's Man City,
No.
there's
one
Real
sec.
Madrid,
You're competing
there's
with the
PSG.
team. No, can I just say this? You're competing with the team that just bought Haaland. Who are you buying in it? You're buying maybes. These guys are buying.
Yeah, but
the
I don't-
player.
I don't think that
Haaland's
Darwin-
stats and Darwin's stats are pretty
Very similar.
Very similar.
Very similar.
Yo,
You can't say
yo,
that.
was he the
he's
most
a good
wanted player?
He just
Was-
doesn't have the.
Is
Like,
he the most wanted player in European football?
No.
He's not.
No,
Only
but you
Haaland
look
and
at
Mbappe are the most wanted. That's my point. And City can get them. Liverpool can't. And they have to bank on, yeah, Darwin's done great. Now we have to transfer that to the Premier League. You know what? He could turn out to be Torres. He could. But what I'm saying is, the likelihood
He's
that all these players will turn out to be who they were
I-
bought to be is not likely.
What do you think is money then?
I think they don't have the money.
No. It can't
Number
be the
one.
money because Haaland costs less than this Darwin kid.
But the salary
Haaland
of
was
Haaland,
51 mil-
what's the salary of Haaland? I don't know, but it's more than what
Yeah, but it'd be
Liverpool
like
are willing to give him.
300,
No,
400,
Liverpool
300K
have
a
got a
week,
salary
whatever.
cap, haven't they?
Yeah.
Man City haven't.
Okay, and let's just I'll round my point off now. Yeah, I'm still sat here watching Liverpool, thinking if they had Ronaldo this season, they'd have won the Prem, they'd have won the Champions League.
They would have won all four.
Yeah, but they didn't replace him yet. When a big player like Ronaldo goes, when Salah goes, when Mane goes, it's very, very hard to replace. When Ronaldo left Man U, bro, it was Ronaldo and Tevez left as well at the same time. You just literally had Rooney playing for like 3 years, and they did extremely well. Only Fergie can do that. That's what I said. Only Fergie can take a Man U team who loses Ronaldo and Tevez, two the best forwards. One was the best forward in the world. Yeah, and then you still maintain that form, that superiority in the league and in the Champions League.
Okay.
That's my point. But in the modern game, you're competing with elite teams which have a spending power. Teams like not only look at we talked about Tottenham. They found one of the best CDMs in the country, and they can buy him. Conte can pull him.
No problem.
Yeah? That's it. Who else? Tillemans is probably going to go to Arsenal. These other teams do have pulling power as well. They're not the same as Liverpool because Liverpool is a far bigger club at the moment. But the other teams are going to fight you for the best players. So again, I'm saying you're just hoping on too much luck for them to maintain this. And my point is, and we're looking back in 5 years' time. In 5 years' time, yeah.
Well, you're making a substitution.
Yeah.
I'm making a
You're making a substitution.
But I was like, I was.
You want to come off?
Is that what come automatically I was watching him. No, but if in 5 years' time, you look back, they won't have had the same points average in 5 years. They won't have got to 3 Champions League finals, and they won't have won as many trophies. That's it. That's my claim. Unless if they're small trophies like Carabao Cup and FA Cups. They might win a few more of those. But the Premier League and Champions Leagues, they won't have 2 of them in the next 5 years. Or more than 2. That's it. They're not going to be as dominant.
The thing is, it's very, very competitive anyway.
It's competitive.
Look at Man City. They've not won 1 Champions League. Pep's won 4 Prems in the last 5 years, but he's not won a Champions League. So it's not easy to win these massive trophies. It's not easy to win.
They're not.
To maintain it, this is why you have to give Pep credit for winning that many Prems. That only Fergie did this, that many Prems in a short period of time. And not only that, even Fergie didn't do it that quickly at Man United. It took him time to build and then actually start smashing it the way he did.
Yeah.
Not until the class of '92 were there and ready to go.
Yeah.
Fergie didn't have that, right? Whereas Pep has come. I know you said Pep came into a winning team, but he took that winning team and potentially made them an unbeatable team.
Winners. Yeah,
He made them a potential unbeatable team when it comes to the Prem. Like, like the Champions League belongs to Real Madrid. Right about now, that at the start of the season, Man City always have one hand on the trophy already. That's what you feel like.
At the start of the season,
you said this.
I was saying,
listen, it's theirs. You can't knock them.
You can't. When
knock 'em
City
out.
are in the race, you have to back them.
Like,
When they're in the race, you have to
and
back them.
credit where credit's due. So this is the thing that Klopp has to deal with, right? And this will prove now if he can make this happen, if he can then wrestle the Prem away from Man City for the next 2 years, for example. I don't see that happening personally.
I've got a question. Let's wrap it up with this final question. Yeah, what position do you think Liverpool are going to finish this season coming now?
Second.
Again.
No, actually, I
And
think.
City gonna be first.
Yeah, I think City first.
Well, the way the season's gone, Haaland on top. City ain't dropping this title.
I don't see.
City ain't dropping this title.
And I don't see City finished in the transfer market right now.
Yeah, of
number
course
one.
not, yeah.
So I think they're going to reinforce more. Number
They're
2,
going to buy a backup midfielder.
CDM. Don't forget,
And they're gonna
Fernandinho's
buy-
left now.
Fernandinho's gone.
They're going to buy a backup right back because Kyle Walker's injured. They're going to buy where they need strength. And they're not going to be the most expensive player in the world.
No, no.
They're going to fit Pep's...
Listen,
fit Pep's...
he signed a striker from Brazil, right? Who's already joined them now, the young one. I don't know if you heard about Man City signing that striker,
No.
right? They signed him for 20-something mil, not very expensive. Then they signed Haaland, so there's 2 brand new strikers he's got in that are out and out.
The Brazilian
strikers.
was not even for this season. It's for like 3 seasons' time.
Yeah, no, but
when he's learnt the Pep way properly.
when he's drilling,
The best. Look at Mahrez first season. How much did he play? Look at Grealish. How much did he play in the first season? But then this season now, Grealish is going to be, Grealish is going to be something
he's gonna be
special
popping.
because this is what Pep does. Unless if you're a baller, Cancelo. Nobody walks into this team and plays. Laporte is the one example I remember where they needed that player. He came in and Laporte from minute 1 was playing because they
Diaz.
were desperate.
Diaz.
And Diaz, they had that influence. But all the Bernardo Silva came and played right wing and exchanged shirts with all the other players. But now Bernardo Silva's the boy. He's got like Pep is. You come in and you learn the game for at least a season.
No, you learn the philosophy.
You
become a student.
You
of
learn
his way.
from Bernardo Silva learned from David Silva. Foden did the same. And this is what I love about Pep. And with Pep, it's a proven formula that's going to work. We already know. With Klopp, he's a proven formula. He's the best of the best. But I don't think it can compete with
You know
City
the
right
thing
now.
is, with Klopp, you have to think, man. Like it's disappointing for Klopp that in 3 finals they didn't score 1 goal.
Bad.
You can't say you're an elite team. And real talk, you can't say you're an elite team, and the players that they've got. How can you not score 1 goal
In 3 finals.
in 3 finals?
It's hard.
For me, that you have to say like what.
That's been their problem, though. isn't it?
Why is that a problem?
Their
there's
creativity has been lacking.
Why is that a problem when you've got such power up front?
They don't have the.
You've got such killers up front.
They don't have the connection.
Like for example,
They're
in the
missing the
Champions League
connection,
final,
man. They're
when
missing the
Firmino
connection.
came on, they looked like a different animal. Then,
That's
like
the
they were
connection.
really going to make them, but he brought him on too late, in my opinion. Like, just these little things.
Look, I think Klopp. You know why I have my opinion? I think Klopp's overachieved with this squad. Honestly, like Trent
But is
and
this-
Salah.
is this coming
Trent
from-
and Salah.
Hear me out.
Trent
Is
and
this
Salah
coming
have
from a Man U fan, or is this coming from a?
no pure neutral. Trent has pulled them out with a mad assist from time to time where it's not expected. He just pulls out this ball and the ball's in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Salah's pulled out the most magical of goal when they needed it. And Jota had a start of the season that was incredible. And then all of a sudden, they buy Jota in the summer, score 16 goals in 6 months, and then Jota flops a bit or his form goes down.
He was injured, wasn't he?
And they buy Diaz, and then Diaz hits the ground running. And then towards the end, Mane scores 10 in 9 to get them over the line. It's not luck because they've got all these players, but how do you get Jota and he bangs straight away? Then Diaz who bangs straight away. Then when you really need your player, Mane steps up to be the best player in England again. This is
You have to say
I think
that is
your statement there we'll see if that's true when Mane goes to a different club and if he can play to what everyone thinks he is. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think it matters. I'm on about Mane in the past 5 years.
Mane plays as a striker, a central striker, with Leroy Sané, with Serge Gnabry, with the players that Bayern Munich have got. I am telling you now, that guy will absolutely smash it for them. If they were going to play Villarreal in the quarterfinal of the Champions League, I guarantee you now they won't be finishing that game 0-0 or 1-1, and then they're struggling to beat them on the second leg to go through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. That wouldn't happen. Mane is an absolute killer, and not only that, he is a proper worker. He will absolutely smash it in the German league because it's nowhere near the standard of the English league. So, don't think he's not going to pop there. He will absolutely tear that league to shreds. He's a beast.
But in response directly to your point, it doesn't matter what Mane does from
They're
now.
getting him for 40 mil.
I'm on about what Mane's done in the last 5 years.
Bargain.
That's what you need to replace. It's hard. So I mean, to the Liverpool fans, again, that's just my point of view. And those of them who've been saying, "Oh, Klopp's not as good as Fergie. Oh, Klopp this, Klopp that." Listen, Fergie won treble in '99. Let's not talk about that team. Let's talk about his 08 to 2013 or 07 to 2013. Fergie's a manager on his last season when his team is dead, when his team lost not dead, but the players weren't as of
They were
great
on the way
quality.
out. They were on the
His
way
best
out.
players were, or most consistent players were Valencia, Ji-sung Park in his old age, all these guys, right? And for me, yeah, how can you then, at that time when Sergio Aguero scores a winning goal in 2012 to take the league from you, how can you have the power to attract Van Persie for however much they paid for Van Persie then?
20 mil, wasn't
The
it?
top 20 mil.
20
the
mil.
top striker in the
What a
Prem.
signing.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. Klopp's not Fergie. That was his fifth Prem
But you know,
in
Fergie
7
and Wenger were
years.
boys, don't you? You know
Yeah,
they were friends.
They were.
Like,
But it wasn't that.
No, but you know, Fergie must have said to him, listen, you can't win the title with him, right? He probably said to him, I'm going to retire after the end of next season. Sell me Van Persie.
He was going anyway.
He was
'cause
going anyway.
He wasn't appreciated.
So obviously Wenger must have thought, no problem.
But look, that was the fifth Prem in 7 years.
No, you,
Fifth Prem how can you compare Klopp to Fergie though, innit? Fifth Prem in 7 years with an outdated squad. He won 2 of those Prems without Ronaldo, without Tevez, without super talent.
You can't. The thing is,
it's mad.
I've told you this before. What Fergie did was unreal. Yeah, you can't unless you start winning, like year after year, the Prem.
Yeah.
Right. Like the way Pep has done. Like now, Pep can say, you know what? I only have to win this a few more times.
He needs a champo though as well.
Yeah, of course he needs a
To-
champion.
to-
But I mean, in terms of Prem, we're just talking
Yeah,
about Prem
to have
here
that
right
dominance,
now.
yeah.
To say, look, you know what? I ruled the Prem. I came to England and I did it, and I did it the way you thought only Alex Ferguson could do it. I've done it my way,
Yo, look.
and you've got to give him credit for that.
Fergie fought off Wenger. He fought off
Mourinho.
He fought off Gerard Julio. He fought off all these
Julio.
He fought off all these madmen. Yeah. He fought off Pep
Rafa.
at Barca.
Rafa
He fought-
Benitez.
Yeah. Fought off Rafa. You fought off all these managers, and he still survived, didn't it?
Yeah.
He still was the Don at the end. And in that period we're talking about, he got to 3 Champions League finals and he won one of them, like Klopp's just done now.
Yeah.
We're hailing Klopp as this massive manager, which he is, but at the same time, similar time frame, Fergie had won the Prem 5 times and also done 3 Champions League finals and won one. Done what you've done in the Champions League and also done what City have done in the Premier League, had the same dominance. You can't I don't think you could compare that. And only Pep can compare to that. And I would say he needs to clinch a champo to really be like, I'm better than Fergie.
Which I think will happen soon.
I think I told you Haaland's the one, isn't it?
I think that
But-
will happen
but
soon.
then-
I don't think this. Like I said, the transfers with Man City, and I think we'll finish up with this point with Pep and Man City. Just like Liverpool aren't finished in the summer transfer window right now because it's very early. It's just open. I don't think Man City are done either. We're going to see some big moves, and we're definitely going to see Man City just making it clear. Listen, I'm not going to let this Prem go. Pep's not going to let the Prem go. He knows this is the best league in the world. That's why in the Prem right now you've got Tuchel, you've got Conte, you've got Pep, you've got Klopp. You've got some top managers, even the up and coming managers that are very young.
Mad.
Look, to be in England, Vincent Kompany has come to England to be in the championship. Just to give you an indication of how competitive the football is in the top 2 leagues in England, the Championship and the Premiership. The managers that are up and coming are thinking, you know what, I'll take a job in the Championship. Wayne Rooney, for example, Frank Lampard, for example. This is where you need to be. If you really want to showcase how good you are as a manager, this is where you have to be. And there's no other league in the world right now that can propel you to that status of being an excellent manager, better than the Prem. If you can do it here, you can do it anywhere in the world.